Right then, hello. It's been a little while, hasn't it? A couple of weeks. First and foremost, while it's up there fresh in my mind, last couple of winners off the YouTube video is Mick Lock. You won the 12 Beatrix Potter coins, and Jack Martin, you won the mystery £5 coin and a couple of other 50p coins. They'll be on their way to you tomorrow. Sorry about the delay, but I got taken into hospital again with sepsis. Well, an infection really. Nobody really knows what the infection was, what caused it, and what even was the antibiotic that fixed it. But they pumped me full of antibiotics for 3 days, different ones, and eventually they found it and fixed it. Now, so that leads me on to quickly covering something somebody said to me: what happens if I pop my clogs? So why don't we just meet that train head on? Because we've got investors and we've got people that are buying advance orders on one thing and another. So let me be clear about a couple of things. I've put things are in place to worry about the work. If anything happens to me, I kick the bucket, something like that. Just like any business, it's going to continue. There's staff that need to get their wages paid. They need their job. They want to carry on working. Nobody wants to just all of a sudden Ian dies and then they just everything finishes. That's not going to happen. No. So everything will continue. Customers that have paid advanced orders for advanced order products will still get their advanced orders because the business will keep running, and the investors will still keep getting their money too. I'm going to try and do another investment video to tag along in the same newsletter for this one, just to explain a few things there. So that sort of brings you up to speed on that. So things are in place just in case. Just like some of you may have noticed that on my personal Facebook I've now done a plan for death. My cancer video diary, I've touched on that subject as well, and that's only just built. That's just sensibility. That's just common sense. We all make a plan for life. None of us make a plan for death, and I have to plan for that eventuality, for things going a bit tits up with the old operation and one thing and another, because I've got you lot to consider, quite rightly too. But I've also got my wife to consider, my partner of 20 years, and so hence the reason for doing a plan for death on a personal side of things is so that I can make sure that just in case anything goes wrong, my personal side is covered just as well as the business side is covered. And it would be a bit silly not to take all that into consideration. That doesn't mean to say I think I'm going to snuff it, by the way. That just means to say that I'm just taking things into consideration. There is a 10% chance I'll die on the operation. That's a given. And there's also chances of infections and one thing and another afterwards, like just happened this time. So things can go wrong. I'm not saying they will go wrong, they just can go wrong. I've got somebody making me a coffin, and he's going to make me a coffin out of recycled materials, so he can't buy anything. It's only going in a fire anyway. And but I'm going to use that coffin as a cocktail cabinet standing on end. So I hope to use that cocktail cabinet for the next 40 years, thank you very bloody much. But just in case, that's another thing that ain't got to be organised. Right, got it? So there's no panic there, no worries there or anything like that. We've still got a business to run, and the Great British Coin Hunt is the Great British Coin Hunt, and it will continue. So on to a bit of an update then. Some people have been emailing going, I've got this coin, I'm still waiting for others. We know you're still waiting for others, you don't need to email us. They are coming. The fact that you've just received something tells you that something else is coming. Just because you've ordered 2 Paddingtons, for example, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get them both at the same time. And we don't need reminding that you've got one on order. We know what you've got one on order. All it does is just tie up the inbox. So if you don't need to email in, don't really. Just pay attention to the updates and pay attention to what we're telling you. For example, all of the Peter Rabbit Munching a Carrot has been posted. All of the Taylor, I'm talking about advance orders. All of the Taylor of Gloucester has been posted. All of the Flopsy Bunny has been posted. All of the Paddington at the station has been posted, apart from 30, which we will get to Monday, Tuesday this week. And then all of those will be done. All of the New People's Act, they've all been posted. So all of those coins that I've just mentioned, not only have they all been posted, but they're all now in stock. So if you want any more, or you want some for Christmas or whatever, they're in stock, they're ready to go. All the advance orders have been covered. So, you know, you buy one, we send it out straight away because we've got them in stock. The ones that haven't been sent out yet, that are just, we can't do everything all in one go. That's the trouble. And 7 coins came out all at the same time, and we've been trying to get them all done. Every day we've been sending out coins, but of course you can only do what you can do in an 8-hour day or a 7-hour day. So we've got Paddington at the Palace, we've still got those to do, and we've got Tittlemouse. So Tittlemouse and Paddington at the Palace are the only 2 that we are behind on and catching up with, as it were. All the rest have been posted. Now, if you haven't received the rest, again, don't email me and say, oh, your update says you've sent them out and I haven't got mine yet. Because some of these also, they've been going out every day for the last couple of weeks, whether I've been ill or not. And some of them obviously went out on Friday. So don't email me if you haven't got any coins yet. Let's wait till next week's update or the next update I give you, by which time I'll be saying, if you haven't received these particular coins, get in touch, because then they might have gone missing in the post. But other than that, don't get in touch. Please don't get in touch for wondering where the coins are. Likewise, don't get in touch about the other coins that I've not mentioned. If I've not mentioned the coin, it's much better to go, well, if I've not mentioned the coin, there's nothing to report on that coin. So if you've ordered anything else on advance order and I've not just mentioned it, then that means that we haven't got it yet, or we haven't seen it yet, or we haven't posted it yet, or we haven't got there yet. So we will deal with those as and when we can, and I will give you better updates as time goes on, once we know what we're getting. A to Z 10p's, nothing's much changed on that since the last time I spoke to you. We've had a fair few we've picked up, but only the odd few bags of letters, and of course, if you remember the last update that I gave, it was saying that some people, actually quite a few people, took that idea up. Once I'd mentioned it, a few people went, oh, I'll have that and all. And so took up the idea of having doubles and trebles and whatever. But that could mean that you end up with 5 letters and you get or 6 letters and you get 3 of each one, you know, and then a few oddments. But, you know, we can still do that. And if you want that to cover your 26, then yes, we'll do that. And it goes without saying, we do it automatically. If you were one of the original people that paid at the higher price, you automatically get the 50% anyway. So that's a given. You know, we won't forget that. We know when we're sending it off how much you paid. Okay, so that sort of covers all those areas. What else do we need to tell you? Here's a little one. I'm just going to throw away one here. But here's a little one that's worth a couple of quid. It's not for a fortune, but it's worth a couple of quid that you will find in your change, right? So let's go for, now get yourself a little bag, just for the purposes of this little exercise, right? This is towards your grandchildren or towards your pension, okay? So get a little bag, like a cash bag, something like that, only a small one, about the size of that, and put a piece of paper in it, so that when you're looking at that bag, you can see this big piece of paper that says, and write this on the bit of paper, 2008 Britannia 50p in 2018 worth £5. Now that's a 50p that's 50p, and you've had these in and out of your hands many times. A 2008 Britannia, they didn't make as many of, and we sold that for £5, £4.95. So in 2018, that's worth £5. Now, in that bag, you only put the 2008 Britannia 50p. You don't put any other coin in that bag. You just put in that bag 2008 Britannia 50p. So if you die, if you pop your clogs, and it gets handed down to your grandchildren, or the wife, or somebody else, or the son, or whatever, they can see at a glance. Instead of looking at a bag of 50p's thinking, well, I'll cash them in at 50p each, they will instantly look at that. They will see the note on there that you've left them in 2018 worth £5 each. They'll stop. they won't just grab the bag and cash it in. They'll stop, they'll read, they'll stop. That's exactly what you want when you're putting things away for your grandchildren or for your pension. You want people to be able to know in 20 years time or 10 years time what that was worth and when. And this is the bit that I always say that everybody should do when it comes to putting the stuff in the back of the wardrobe, because so many people will save the coins, chuck them in a box or a bottle and leave them there, assuming that the people in the future will know what those coins are and what they're worth. They won't have a bloody clue. If you've got 20 1982 pennies in that box worth £3 each, they ain't going to know that. They're going to just see 20 pence and go down and get a lollipop or whatever you can get with 20 pence. They won't understand it. They'll chuck it in their kiddie's jar. But if that bag said in 2018 1982 penny worth £3 each, nice and clear on that bag, and that bag's in your box, in your wardrobe, now anybody goes through it, they pull that out, they see that, they stop. Ooh, look at that. Grandad saved some of these, Nanny saved some of these, and they're worth £3 each. There's 20 of them in there, that's 60 quid. Instead of going down the shop and spending 20p. So believe me, just in case things go wrong, you know, and that's all I do is like I plan the business just in case things go wrong. The business is planned for. Just in case things go wrong personally, things are planned for. You know, and this is the sort of thing you should plan for, because if you don't need it, if you don't pop your clogs, if you don't kick the bucket, and you live another 20 or 30 years, then whoopie-doo-dahs and fantastic, and then in 20 or 30 years time, you can get that bag out of the box and know that 20 years ago, they were worth £5 each. Right, and this is what we want you to do on any coins that you're saving in the back of the wardrobe. And there are certain coins that just ain't worth saving, but there are some that are worth saving. And the reason I'm giving you this one, the 2008 Britannia, and let's do it with the penny, the 1982 penny, is because if you look carefully enough at all of the change that you are given between now and the end of the month, I guarantee you'll find one. Guarantee you'll find a 2008 Britannia, guarantee you'll find a 1982 penny. You can put it in that bag. And there is a certain sense of satisfaction to doing that as well. To knowing that you've just put a fiver away when actually you've only just put 50p away. So there you go. Going to do something on the investments in a minute. Let's have a mystery competition. So anybody that leaves a comment on this week's video on YouTube and Facebook will get a mystery prize, and it'll probably be either a range of 50p's or it'll be a £5 coin. Probably a £5 coin. We'll have a mystery £5 coin, maybe a couple of 50p's to go along with it. So that's what we'll do. We'll keep it as a mystery until you get it. Investments, they're coming up next. I'm going to do another video for that in a minute. Pay attention to that one because it is a really it'll be informative, and it'll be the last time that we do an investment round. So if you want to take advantage of it, we've been paying out investments, paying out returns, and if you want to make an investment, now's the time. There is a few left. There's quite a few people jumped on it already, but there is some left, so you can do it. The minimum is 250 quid. It ain't worth me doing them for smaller, it's just too much mucking about. So 250 quid a time is worth doing. So what else shall I tell you? We're up to 3,500 subscribers now. It's brilliant, that is. I think that's brilliant. I know some people have got like hundreds of thousands, but 350 people that actually want my video makes me feel a bit special. You know, I wouldn't have thought so many people would be interested in anything I've got to say, but 350 people interested, that means a great deal. So, and the fact that I'm helping, you know, so many people means a great deal. So that's fantastic. Don't forget, Sherlock Holmes is the next 50p out, and we've got that in advance order on the site, and it's cheaper. It's the cheapest one that we've done on advance order, I believe. There's a couple of others as well, so go to the advance order section, and if you haven't done so, put your order in. Put it in now. Alrighty then, thanks very much, and Thanks very much. See you later.